Welcome into our kitchen today. We're going to make my grandmother's recipe for biscuits. I love making these biscuits because it means so much to me. My grandmother and grandfather were tenant farmers and never really made a lot in life, but they always had biscuits. Every meal of the day, my grandmother had biscuits all day long. If I went over to her house, she had biscuits. I'm going to show you how to make them.
Your mom makes them all the time now.
My mom makes them.
Really good, yeah.
Now, what our family calls these is cat head biscuits, and you'll see in the end that they're as big as a cat head, and that's why we call them cat head biscuits. But one of the big things that you have to do is go ahead and preheat your oven to 425. So these are the supplies that you need. You need white lily is the flour that you need. I'm sure there's some other flours out there that are great.
Yeah,
the white lily is the one to get. Self-rising flour. Gotta have buttermilk. Gotta have peanut oil. And I'll tell you how to do each step. I like to go ahead and pull out 2 bowls. Make sure that you have a spoon because we'll use that. So here we go. So first off, it's 4 cups of flour.
Do that part? Or?
Yeah, if you want to give me 4 cups of flour, that'd be awesome. You got to shake up your buttermilk too. The buttermilk will sink to the bottom, so you make sure you shake it up before to make sure that you get it right. And I'm going to put, while Holly's doing this, I'm going to put 2.5 cups of buttermilk into with the flour.
So I'm going to put about a cup of this flour in here also, just to kind of save what we need later on.
And then I'm going to save some buttermilk also that we'll also use here in a little bit. Let me put 4. Oh, I got to take the lid off. It helps if you take the lid off to pour these items in. 4. All right, Halls, we got to mix this, but we also have to coat these pans with peanut oil.
Okay.
I'm still not as good as my mom, I'll admit it. So if you ever go to my mom's house, she'll make these a lot better than I will. But I will show you how it's done, and then you can perfect it a little bit maybe on your own too.
The pans pretty well.
Now that we've mixed our ingredients up, let me make sure that we get all the flour mixed in there with our other stuff. We're going to take a dollop of the biscuit and put it in here. I don't know exactly what a dollop is, but that's what my mom called it. So I'm going to call it a dollop for you. But you want to have a big dollop because, again, this is a cat head biscuit, not a kitten. So you got to make sure that you get it in there. And then once you get it in there, you take it and
coat it with the flour.
Kind of coat it with the flour a little bit. And then stick it in the pan.
So you mean kind of like, you can kind of spread it out like that, I guess?
Yeah,
okay.
if you want to.
Yeah.
Alright, so now that we have all of our cat heads in the pans, we're going to go ahead and put just a little buttermilk on them before we put it in the oven. Now, one thing I will say is that you're going to have it in the oven for about 9 to 10 minutes. Alright, so now the biscuits are out of the oven.
Smelling good.
They're smelling really good. Ooh, man. So this is optional. We melted a stick of butter. And Holly loves for us to go ahead and do this, so we'll do this. We just go ahead and baste the biscuits with a little butter.
Here they are. Nice and buttery homemade biscuits.
Y'all try them at home.